was doing something I didn't want to do. And I'm curious if any of you guys can relate, either in a career or working in a profession that you don't quite enjoy. Do we have, yeah, we got a few. Okay. Jessica says that's me right now. All right. All right. All right. Dude, I was in the same boat, same page. Well, he did find a passion for trading and the freedom that came with it. In Arslan's first 4 to 5 weeks, he had already blown a few accounts. Does anyone know what a blown account means? I know we've got some super beginners in here, so I do want to kind of walk through some terminology. Okay, we've got a few. We got a few that doesn't know what that means. So there are two types of accounts that you can trade when it comes to trading. One is your own personal account. Think of it like your own bank account. That means that you go into trading, you put your money in your bank account, and then a blown account means you lose it all. Gone, disappeared. Another type of account is funded account. That means you're trading somebody else's money. And what you do in a funded account, which is called a prop firm, if you don't know what it is, and essentially you, in order to trade somebody else's money, you have to take a test. They got to make sure that you're a good trader. If you pass the test, boom, you get access to somebody else's money. So then you can trade this money. But to be able to take that test, you have to pay a fee. Think of it like you got to pay to go take the SAT. So you got to pay to take this test to be able to get access to somebody else's money. And that fee varies. Sometimes it's $10, sometimes it's 50, sometimes it's 100, sometimes it's 200. So we'll say around $200 to take this test to get access to somebody else's money. Now, what does a blown account look like on that kind of account? A blown account with funded money means that you have failed the test and you lost what you paid to take the test. So that means you were trading, but you didn't lose the amount that you lost in the trade. You lost your initial cost to take that test, which is somewhere between, $50 to $100 to $200. That's what you lose. So two types of blown accounts. One is blowing an account that's somebody else's money, which we'll get into a little bit later. There's so many terminology and so many ways to explain what a prop firm is, but I'm just giving you guys like the bare bones basics of it. So if you blow an account with the prop firm where somebody else's money or funded money, you just lose what it cost you to take the test. So you lost your $200. Or if you fund your own account, you put your own money into a trading account, you lose everything that you put in there. Whether that's 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 5, 10, whatever it may be, the amount of money that you put in to start trading, whatever that account is, a blown account means you've lost it all, everything. So this is what a blown account means. So I won't spend too much more time talking about blown accounts. I just wanted the newbies to know what that means. So Arslan, in the first 4 to 5 weeks, he already blew an account. And he blew a few, not just one. Now how? What happened? What went wrong? He was looking at charts too much, which everyone that's already placed a trade before, I'm sure you guys can imagine what it's like to stare at charts for far too long. Far too long. I'm curious if anyone knows. Fabio, I'm sorry, but we are going to stick to this pace. Okay, cool. So you guys already understand, and I've been there too. Dude, looking at charts for hours, you start to hallucinate a little bit. You start seeing stuff that's not actually there. I have done that. I've been there. And that's exactly what Arslan was doing. He also switched up strategies mid-trade, like on a regular basis. So I'm curious how many of you guys have switched strategies. Now, I know we had more people that have at least placed a trade before. For those of you guys that have placed a trade at least, how many of you guys have switched strategies? And what that means is just reasons why you get in or reasons why you get out. What are your tactics for getting in? Okay, so we got quite a few. So I want you guys to know what not to do so that when we get into strategy, you guys know what to do. When we go over what not to do, we are just looking to do the exact opposite. What do the losers do? What do people that blow accounts do? What do people that overtrade do? Like, what is the common factor in people that are unprofitable? What do they all do? What does their trading look like? What is their day to day? as much as we can do the exact opposite, the more likely we are to reach profitability. And I know it might sound, just understand that we're looking to do the opposite of what losers do, essentially. And I know that sounds a little harsh, but Arslan switched up strategies mid-trade and wasn't properly trailing stop losses. We'll get into stop losses when we get into strategy tonight. If you don't know what it is, it's just essentially like how much you're willing to risk per trade, how much money you're willing to lose. And I'll walk you guys through what trailing means when we get into strategy as well. But these are the common factors. These are some of the things that Arslan did that was keeping him from being profitable and why he was blowing accounts. He tried everything. He was consistently learning different strategies and dedicating the time day and night. So you're thinking, okay, well, what went wrong? If he is dedicating plenty of time, he's consistent with his learning, what's the issue here? Well, he found this strategy. And I don't mean to toot my own horn, and we already talked a little bit about it at the beginning, but if you truly can believe that you can do this, if you actually believe that you're capable, the likelihood of you being successful is so much higher. Like, you just got to understand, if I was to show you guys some rocket science tonight, you'd be like, dude, no way can I do this. I'm going the other direction. Like, you wouldn't even believe. I could show you all of the stories. I could show you everyone's success. I could show you my success. But then when I walk you guys through strategy and then it looks like a foreign language and rocket science, you're going to be like, yeah, no way. That ain't for me. I need you guys to truly believe that you can do this, that this strategy is tangible, it's digestible, it's understandable, it's easy to comprehend. And I promise you guys, when we get into the charts, it will be. So that is the most important part. So Arslan found this strategy. This is a recent update from Arslan. Very recent WhatsApp message. I am now trading full time. The short-term goal was to replace my job income with trading, and that was fully replaced around the time that I was about to graduate from TLT. If you don't know what TLT is, remember I had said, if you guys want me and my team in your corner, there will be room for that tonight, but we still want to get into strategy and psychology. Based on consistency, we decided to relocate to Dubai. And how many of y'all know that anybody that's going to Dubai has found a level of success? That is the name of the game. It's either Puerto Rico or Dubai, you know what I'm saying? So Arslan relocated to Dubai. Long term, it's about financial freedom and building something sustainable for myself. I want to treat trading as a real business, scale properly. And then since you guys know he is an IT guy, very techie, he's looking to develop some sort of EA or kind of AI self-trading program for himself. Nothing that I know much about, but I'm going to continue to check in with Arslan just to see how it's going. Now, tonight, I'm going to show you guys exactly why most traders never make it. So we already saw kind of what Arslan had in common. Like, what was Arslan's issues? What was he doing wrong? Why did he keep blowing accounts? So we kind of got an idea for that. This is what we're going to be covering. Why 90% of traders fail. And this part is the kicker, which most people do not believe. It has nothing to do with strategy. And I'm curious if you guys know why it has nothing to do with strategy. JM, that's a good guess there. Psychology is fair, yes. But let me see if someone guesses it. It does have a lot to do with, I mean, psychology is mega. And I know a lot of people are like, it's about strategy. It's not about psychology. And a similar concept would be, before I explain to you guys why it has nothing to do with strategy, I'm sure you guys have heard this before. The gym works. Going to the gym, it works. Does it not? You can go, I mean, I go to the gym. Some people go to the gym. Why is everyone not ripped, fit, beach bod, buff? Why is everyone not like that? If the gym works, why? Has to do with the person. Oh, yes, exactly. I saw a ton of great answers. And there's so many things that you can do at the gym. You can do squats. So if you can understand that the gym works, trading works, why do people not make it? Why is that percentage, and I don't know if you guys can see my mouse, why is that percentage 90? It has a lot to do with psychology, but also understanding that most traders fail and it has nothing to do with strategy because there are so many different strategies. There are so many different ways to work out There are so many different strategies that have data backed behind it that have been tested. Um, so I want you guys to understand that strategy is not the issue. And then I'm going to walk you guys through the system that has helped me go from nothing, which we'll say nothing, but technically 5K to 500K. There was a point in my life where I was at nothing, but then I was able to do $500,000 in trading profits. When I show you guys broker statements, you guys will see that I started with $5,000. Now, what separates the traders who actually make it from the ones that don't? And a lot of you guys already guessed it. It's consistency, it's discipline, it's self-belief. Felipe, absolutely correct there. That's one too. Jay, I'll walk you guys through what it looks like. So we're gonna go through all of the broker statements, my journey as well. The my journey one is so freaking exciting. Okay, so we'll talk about me. We'll talk about myself, me, oh my, myself, and I. I was trying to do that country song, but I forgot it. Want to talk about me? Want to talk about I? So I'm going to take you guys back to 2023. And by this point, now you guys know that I've been trading for 11 years now. If you don't, I've been trading for 11 years. So in 2023, I had already been trading for many years. In 2023, I didn't have any crazy goals. I had one, and it was don't blow my account. Remember, we already talked about what does blowing an account mean. That was my goal. My goal was to just don't do that. Don't blow the account. And before I walk you guys through the actual $100,000, oh my God, did I just give it away? Dang it, I just gave it away. Before I walk you guys through that year, I want you guys to understand that I didn't come from money. So a lot of people, remember when I was talking about how when you're looking to level up, when you're looking to replicate someone's success or work towards someone else's level, you need someone to be there to like show you what's possible, to show you what to work towards. Yeah, spoiler alert. But I want you guys to understand that when you're doing your research on the person that you aspire to be or aspire to be like, or the success that they have, if you look to replicate that, you always want to go back and see, okay, but where did they start? Did they start similar to me or did they have everything handed to them? And I want you guys to know that I am not the one that had everything handed. I didn't come from money. I didn't have someone giving me money to trade with. I just need you guys to understand that I didn't come from anything. Now Al or AI, I'm not sure, Al, I did have an uncle that taught me a strategy. And you know, this is actually a good time to talk about this. So I had an uncle that was my mentor that taught me how to trade. But I want you guys to know that he was my uncle and had his own family to support. I still grew up not in his family, in my family, which was a single mom with 4 girls. We were on food stamps, trailer hopping. So even though my uncle had success, he didn't have enough, or maybe he just wasn't in a position to help the entire family. We've got 20 to 30 to 40 to 50. I think we've got over like 50 cousins. We got a huge family. So I was just related to him. I didn't get to have any of his success. So when I'm walking you guys through my story and my journey, I had someone teach me a strategy, but I did not have someone hand me money and say, here you go, whatever you need, take it. I did not have anything handed to me. So this is where I want you guys to, and maybe the relatability comes. Maybe you guys have that family member. Maybe you've got that family member that is so successful and you're like, oh, I want to be like them. I want to be able to take my family to this next level. I want to be in a position maybe to where I can kind of start to be so successful that some of that success can leak into my extended family. Like, so if you want to be that person, luckily I had him to aspire to be like. But just keep in mind that I didn't get to reap any of his success. His family was very comfortable. He got to be at home all the time, go on trips. He had a beautiful house by the river. That is not my story. That is his story. So I just want you guys to understand, did not come from money. I also didn't have a finance degree. I don't think that I was very smart in school. And I don't know if many of you guys can relate. I went to 4 different junior highs, 4 different high schools, and I was fairly invisible in school and barely passed, barely got my high school diploma. I don't know if any of you guys can relate, but I just was not very articulate. Wasn't in any of the AP classes, wasn't very advanced. I'm telling you guys, I barely finished. I floated through. I was invisible for most of my school in Junior high and high school, was not very smart. So I want you guys to know, finance degree, no, not me. All I had was a strategy that my uncle had taught me and a ton of mistakes. So trading after 11 years, you guys could imagine the amount of mistakes that I've made over the last decade. I'm going to share with you guys the painful lessons that I made so that you guys don't have to. I'm living proof that anyone can do this. With the right system, anyone can do this. So I need you guys to understand, anyone, if you were invisible in school, if you weren't very smart, if you didn't think of yourself as very smart, if you didn't come from money, this is possible. I am living proof of that. So, spoiler alert, you guys already know, in 2023, I was able to make my first $100,000. But before I tell you guys how much do you guys think that I started with that year? In 2023, so remember, I had already been trading. How much money do you guys think that I had in 2023 to make $100,000? Someone says 20,000, someone says 5, 20, 10, 25, 7,500, 100,000, 2,000, 5,000. All right, we've got a few of you guys guessed it. A few of you guys guessed it. I started an account with 20,000. So I had 20,000, a $20,000 balance. That's how much money I had to trade with. The year that I made $100,000. It was so exciting. But there is a but. I don't know if many of you guys know. Some of you guys maybe have already been following along my journey. You've been keeping up with me for that many years to where you guys were able to see this. I documented all of it. You guys can go back on YouTube and watch it. But there's a but. I had the hardest time that year. I decided to experiment with something new. Does anyone know what I experimented with in 2023? Yes. Okay. We got a lot of correct answers. So you guys already know. I did something very difficult. I decided to change time frames. Now, for all of the newbies here that might not know what time frame means, what is time frame? You know what? I'm curious. I might not even need to spend time on this. How many of you guys do not know what time frames mean when it comes to trading? Only knows. Only the people that do not know. Okay. Amazing. Here we go. Getting into it. Super quick little debrief or understanding of what time frames means. So when you are trading, you can pick any time frame that you would like. And the way that I want you guys to envision time frame is like a pie or a cake or cheese or whatever it wants to be. You've got price. You've got a chart and you've got just simply think of it like price. Price is a pie, price is a cake. You can slice it in any way that you want, but it's still a cake or it's still a pie, it's still the price. It's still done what it's done. But you can slice it however you like. You could slice it in half, just two big chunks, and that could be a monthly or a weekly time frame. And what does that mean? That means you are looking at the amount of time that goes by as price moves. So you can trade a 1 hour time frame. That means you're looking at the price move for 1 hour at a time. 1 hour at a time, price is moving. 1 hour at a time, price is moving. Or you can trade something like a 4 hour. You're going to watch price move for 4 hours at a time, 4 hours at a time. But it is all still the same cake. All the price is still there. It's still the same cake. It's still the same pie. It's just your preference. How do you like to cut it? Do you like to cut it very small, very slim to where you can trade maybe something called a 5-minute time frame to where you are trading, you're watching the price move in increments of 5 minutes. Watching the price move in increments of 5 minutes, 5 minutes. Also, if I have anybody on my team tonight, if you guys could moderate the chat, that'd be super helpful. Thank you guys. So you're just thinking of, you have the price in trading and you're just seeing how you like to cut it, how you like to slice it, all personal preference. So that is kind of an overview of what time frames mean. So the way that you slice it is going to be the way that your time frame or your designated time frame or your preferred time frame. So when we think of slicing cake, slicing pie, that's also how we're thinking of slicing price which is called time frame. You get to pick your own time frame. Neither one is, better than the other. It still tastes delicious. So this is another part that I want you guys to understand before we continue through, is that it still tastes exactly the same. And just because you cut it in half doesn't make this side better than this side, or if you cut it in fours, makes it any better. It's still the same cake. It's just how do you prefer to have your cake? So I moved from something called a 1 hour time frame to a 4 hour time frame. The result? I brought my account balance all the way down to $12,000. So you guys remember we started with 20 and we're down to 12 publicly. We did this publicly. It was humiliating. I struggled. I was second guessing the decision I had even made. So remember, you saw Arslan blew an account after 4 to 5 weeks. My first month of experimenting with a new time frame, lost so much money. Went from $20,000 slowly down to 12. So it was humiliating. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Very discouraging, but I did not quit. 2023 was a year of persistence over perfection. Imagine if I had only wanted perfection, and if I got anything less, then I quit. Then I gave up and I didn't want it. This is where it is all about persistence. So the actual starting point to get to that 100,000 was 12,000 now. Now we're working with 12,000. $12,000, and we still got to get to, which you guys already know what the goal was or what the ending balance was. It was $100,000. So this wasn't like a 20,000 to 100,000. We really took a mega dip. First month of the year, 2023, mega decline, 20 to 12. So this was, now we got to go from 12. We still got to make it to $100,000. Now I want to show you guys, it's very purple. Hello. I'm just making sure you guys are awake. You still here? You still paying attention? Essentially, Jason, yes. So I want to walk you guys through the actual statements. Now, some of you guys may not care to see this. Some of you guys are like, oh my God, I've never seen something like this before. If you've been in the trading industry, you have probably never seen many educators show something like this. And this is called a broker statement. What is a broker statement? A broker statement is, think of it like a bank statement. When you go through your bank account at the end of every month, your bank sends you a statement showing you how much money you spent, essentially. And maybe how many deposits, how many withdrawals, and then it'll show you like a nice little balance at the bottom. I'm going to walk you guys through my broker statements, or my AKA bank statements of my trading account here, that will show you guys the entire 2023, what it looked like, and how insane that year was to me. So I want you guys to see that. Now, I understand that some of you guys are not going to believe this, and some of you guys are. And I've already come to terms with that. I have a fairly decent following on social media that I've been hit with it all. So if some of you guys think this is Photoshop, there's not much I can do for you. I can share my journey with you guys. I can share students' journeys with you guys. I can share my broker statements with you guys. At that point, there is not much more I can share. So if you are thinking that I have Photoshopped this and that I have been, and to be honest, to be able to do that takes a next level of genius to be able to go through all of these accounts, all of these numbers, make sure everything lines up. I ain't that smart. Okay, remember we talked about that? So I want to walk you guys through these broker statements, and we can do it very quickly because I want to get into strategy. I don't want to spend too much time on this, but this is me putting you guys in the right place to where I wanted you guys to believe in yourself. I want you guys to believe in the strategy, but I also want you guys to believe in me. So this is just my version of continuing to, there's actually a saying that I want to walk you guys through, and it's healthy skepticism. I don't know if many of you guys have read the 4 Agreements or the 5th Agreement. Huge fan over here. But the 5th Agreement is talking about healthy skepticism. You got to have healthy skepticism. You can't believe everything. Oh, yes, Jonathan, exactly. You can't believe everything. And I understand that, and I'm okay with that. So that's why I want you guys to have healthy skepticism. I want you guys to come in here tonight and be like, okay, but like, I'm a little skeptical, but show me. Show me why I can believe this, why I can believe in myself, why I can believe in the strategy, why I can believe in you. And this is my version of doing that tonight. Yes, so huge fan of the 5th Agreement. All right, here we go. I'm going to move from our slides here to some broker statements. Give me just a moment. Go ahead and get some water. Make sure y'all are awake here. We still got strategy to get into, which is the most exciting part. But to be honest, I'm more excited about this part only because there's just not a whole lot of people that share something like this. If you guys are in the industry, not a lot of people. Also, if I have my team in the chat, please go through these comments and make sure we are moderating and removing. Please, please, please. Thank you, thank you, thank you.